guys, welcome back. Are you a fan of Braveheart? Because I got a movie to talk about that's very relative to Braveheart on our show today. And we're all here, so we're going to say, hey, is it Halloween? Is it Thanksgiving? Or is it Christmas? Coming up right now.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
Ooh, like
singing it all afternoon.
Wait, Ashley Cheney, what is the date today?
Today is November 11th. It's 11/11. 18.
Is it too soon?
No.
Yes.
Is it too soon?
No.
No.
We're gonna settle this today.
Never too soon.
Yeah, it is.
I started in October.
Oh,
Makes me a happier person.
Yeah, Ashley skipped the whole month of
beautiful.
October and Halloween. So
Happier person.
to jump straight to the Grinch.
My advent calendar starts on July 5th.
There you go.
That is.
That's when I start thinking about Christmas, actually.
Yes.
Hey guys, welcome back. You are watching Netflix Picks, where we talk about what you should be watching on Netflix. And I'm Rick Hong, and next to me I have the Grinch. Ashley Cheney.
I'm no Grinch. I'm Cindy Lou Who.
Cindy Lou. Yeah, right. And on the other side of the table we have Steve Kaufman.
I'm here, go Eagles.
And
and
Amy Cassandra Martinez.
Hi, I'm here, and it is way too early for Christmas things. Okay, bye. That's it. Done. Final statement. Bam.
That's
Done.
true. You know what? We're going to get to that towards the bottom half of the show about Christmas, about Thanksgiving. Ashley skipped all of Halloween. But what I want to talk about right now, because I was not here last week, House of Cards, the final season, my final thoughts. I watched the whole thing all last weekend, and I'm kind of glad that I wasn't here to talk about it because I was so infuriated of how the show ended.
Really?
Oh.
So obviously, the show really could have ended at the end of last season, season 5. I would have been happy if it did that. Clearly, they probably had 2 more seasons to go, and they got derailed with some controversy.
Yep.
So they rewrote everything. They did 8 episodes, and I was very upset because in those 8 episodes, they tried to do too much, and the way that they ended it was very, very not satisfying to me. So I will tell everybody right now that you guys should just watch seasons 1 through 5 and you can skip 6. Or if you're just very, very curious, just burn it off really, really, really slow, like after 8 months of just watch 1 episode a month. And
How was Robin Wright, though? She's so good.
Robin Wright was great. They added Diane Lane to this season. They added
love Diane
Greg Kinnear to this season.
Love
They
Greg
added
Kinnear.
some power hitters to this season, but the problem is by bringing them in and only having 8 episodes to tell this final season of something that we watched for 5 other seasons, they try to do too much.
Are you missing some connection? Like you feel disconnected to those?
They try to interweave a storyline and those characters, and the whole time it was like, you know that they were going towards the end, and there's a plot line that goes towards that started from the very beginning to the end, and that's what you're keeping your eye on. But when you add all these 2 other characters and this other storyline, it's kind of like, I don't care about you guys. And the whole point is that if you do add these characters, hopefully interweaving them, when you get to the final end of it, it all adds up and you're like, oh my gosh, but it was so unnecessary. You just didn't need them.
Last season felt like a pretty good ending to me.
And that's what I'm saying. I would have been
Last season plus the Kevin Spacey stuff to me was like, oh, well, that show's over. Because that show for 5 seasons was centralized around the Kevin Spacey character. And it was really, really, really clear that they weren't going to use Kevin Spacey anymore.
So
I would have been okay with a season 6 with Christopher Plummer. Just in the Kevin Spacey character. I think we should replace...
Really?
I'm getting there.
I get it.
Here's you really didn't even need the Frank Underwood, Kevin Spacey character for they
Agreed.
did a good job of wrapping it for 5 and finding a way not to have him in 6. It's just that involving these 2 other characters, another plot line, and only having 8 episodes. Maybe if they would have done it over the course of 13, like all the other seasons, it maybe could have worked. But the whole point was that while I was watching it, I knew where Robin Wright's conflict was going to be, and that was a storyline that I really, really wanted to watch. I didn't care about her whole other storyline with that involved Greg Kinnear or Diane Lane. And like I said, if it came together at the very, very end, I would have been like, great. But the way it comes together, it still didn't have anything to do with the Claire Underwood storyline from from season 1 all the way through.
Well, that's a bummer.
I know. I did hear that kind of across the board, though. Some lukewarm reviews.
Yeah, I've heard press-wise, people were very happy of how they've handled the Kevin Spacey of it all, press-wise. But otherwise, content-wise, I've not heard great things.
Yeah, so it's a little disappointing because for me, this was one of the first Netflix original television series that showed up on the Netflix platform, and I was hooked from day one. And every single season, every single year that it dropped, I was binge. Sleep was definitely not being had.
You weren't that way about Lilyhammer?
No, I like
Lilyhammer a
Lilyhammer
lot.
season 1, but different.
Yeah.
But different in terms of the way that I absorbed it. House of Cards, absolutely. I needed to know everything and I couldn't stop sleeping. But this one, same thing. I turned it on and I watched it, and I actually think I ended up finishing the last 2 episodes later. Normally, I would have, woke up and then finished watching it, or whatever sitting that it was supposed to happen at. But instead, it was you know what? I know that's almost the end, and I haven't been interested this far along in 6 episodes. So these last 2 episodes aren't gonna all of a sudden be wow, mind blowing. And sure enough, the very, very end, I was like, that's it.
Yeah.
So, which unfortunately happens with TV series.
Yeah.
It's hard to have that
to finish
really, 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 really good finale. I mean, one of the few that I can think of is Breaking Bad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Breaking Bad.
Everyone wants to be Breaking Bad when it comes to finales. Most shows are Dexter.
Yeah, but let's not forget that Breaking Bad also had.
Dexter was awful. Dexter was the worst, one of the worst, and that's exactly where I placed this House of Cards season finale episode.
It's that bad.
Just like Dexter's. Yes, I mean almost on par.
Yeah.
That's probably worse because Dexter, you knew it was going to be bad with Dexter for 3 seasons. Whereas House of Cards was good and then it just wasn't as good, it sounds like.
So, there you go.
Yeah.
Those are my final thoughts on Netflix original series, House of Cards. However, Netflix original film, I'm going to throw it to Amy Cassandra Martinez for a second. And Amy, you watched Westside?
Yeah. So
Westside!
Westside. Yeah, this was it's a series. And I mentioned it last week. It's about these not so starving artists, but I mean starving for success. They're singers, and they are getting together to have a Hollywood showcase. And here's the thing. So I saw 1 episode, and I'm
Half
gonna
hour or 1 hour?
It's a full hour.
Okay.
The thing is that it's weird because throughout the episode, they'll jump into music videos with them singing. So
it's like Crazy Ex-Girlfriend a little bit.
I've never seen Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
It feels like that.
Kind of, yeah.
Where they'll have a storyline and then they'll go into doing a video.
I mean,
and then jump back out.
I guess, yeah, but the music video it's these people.
Yeah.
They're singing. So it's 8 episodes. Yeah, ranging from 45 minutes to an hour. And the first one was actually pretty interesting. You kind of feel like you're watching a reality show because it has that vibe, but it's a little bit more intense because it's it's better quality, I would say. And yeah, I mean, they're all trying to just make it, and you meet all of them in the first episode, and it's cool. I think even one of them, the one in the middle, Pia Toscano, she was from American Idol. And so you talk, if you want to talk about stuff that it's holy moly, you had really good opportunities and then she's here. It's just, I don't know. I think it's very important for people that are trying to make it in the business to watch something like this. It's yeah, you can go all the way to American Idol and be in that awesome position, but then end up wanting to do something more. And I don't know. I thought it was very realistic, but very inspirational too. They went to an acting coach in the first episode, and they're all just trying to really delve deep into, their emotional past and everything that's happened to them. And some of them were crying. It got very intense.
So is it actual reality show, or is it just a mock reality show?
Is it Unreal, the TV show Unreal, where they kind of make
Unreal. So I mean, It's a prettier version of a reality show, I would say. Okay. But it is real. Like, this is not fake. Like, I mean, as real as it can be.
I'm actually intrigued.
Yeah,
I'm intrigued.
It's really good.
I'm intrigued.
I thought it was like a spin-off of like Westside Story, like a episodic of the play, but in episodic form. So interesting to know.
No, it's surprising. Like I said, I mean, there's music videos throughout it. So especially if you love music videos, I would say like definitely watch it. And if you're one that's kind of like me, where I'm like, okay, unless it's a really good music video, I'm gonna kind of fast forward through it. That's fine. It doesn't really change it that much, and I think that's what makes it sometimes an hour, because it's an added like 15 minutes or so. But yeah, surprisingly good and different than what I think we're used to talking about on here.
Sure,
you know?
for sure.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm a little intrigued by what you're telling me.
Speaking of someone who lives on the East Side, maybe everything on the West Side is a musical. I wouldn't know. I don't go west of Lincoln. I don't.
Hey, is Montel Jordan in this?
Montel Jordan, he performed at the Streamies.
Oh.
This is how we do it. I'm sorry, I
This
just sang
is how we do it.
Oh, dude, I think
You're welcome.
That's payback.
Engineer Steve, dude, I think our mics are broken, man.
No, I think that's payback, you jerk.
Okay. Netflix original film. Just like I talked about at the top of the hour, this is kind of a loose continuation of the movie Braveheart. In the movie Braveheart, they introduced the character of William Wallace, who fights for Scotland back in the medieval times, and he's a true historical person. So there is a guy that's introduced in Braveheart, and his name is Robert the Bruce. Mm-hmm. And so he kind of picks up where William Wallace, after William Wallace gets.
I think Amy was just having a physical reaction to Chris Pine.
No,
Is that what was happening?
No.
I saw her going like this. I'm like, what's happening?
No, I was like, oh yeah, because I've seen a lot of posters with his face, and I was like, I don't know what this is. So that's why.
Because the whole idea about the Outlaw King is that England takes over everything, Scotland, Ireland, and like Scotland wants their freedom. That's why you had William Wallace in Braveheart, because he wants freedom. And they introduce a guy who is the Robert the Bruce character, not Chris Pine in that movie, but Chris Pine plays Robert the Bruce in this, and it's about his historical significance towards Scotland getting their freedom. And this is like his story, and like they briefly in the beginning of the movie do reference William Wallace. Oh. So that's what I'm saying. It's a loose kind of continuation. So if you like Braveheart, I do recommend this. There's swords, there's medieval torture, there's Chris Pine. Yeah. It's directed by David Mackenzie, who also directed Chris Pine in the movie Hell or High Water, that got a lot of like awards or buzz last year with Jeff Bridges and Ben Foster.
Oh, okay.
Where they played two brothers that were bank robbers. So it was directed by him. I enjoyed it. So I would say it's 2 hours.
Ooh.
So shorter than Braveheart.
2 hours is long.
Well, he's a historical figure, so I actually think that 2 hours is a little short to kind of tell this story, but it works.
Yeah.
I think people are getting a little greedy with their movie times. Like whatever happened in an hour and a half.
Also, correct me if I'm wrong, but this was kind of a Netflix drop. Like we cover these things week to week, and we didn't know this was happening until we just saw billboards everywhere.
It's been
was
around.
this okay? Was this announced?
It's kind of been there. I don't know. It's
when you have someone like a Chris Pine caliber.
I wasn't personally invited to the premiere, therefore it exists when it drops on Netflix.
Gotcha.
That's how.
Oh, we were invited. You weren't. And
oh.
Yeah.
That's
sorry,
awkward. He wasn't.
All right. Well, Amy, we guys, we thank you for ttuning in, watching, and dealing with our debate about Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas. However, there is something that you can do, and you can actually chime in and talk about it if you want to as well. Amy, what can our audience do?
You can do this year-round because it's never too soon or too late.
You're right, it's never too soon.
No, but it's too soon for Christmas. Okay, so hey, AfterBuzzers. Our network produces after shows for nearly all of your favorite TV shows. From dramas, reality TV, sci-fi, and more, there is no network that works harder to serve television fans like you. So we do need your help. We're asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. By subscribing to our channel, YouTube will suggest content that's tailor-made for you, and you'll help AfterBuzz continue to grow, which would be super appreciated. And if you're worried about pesky notifications, don't be, because they're totally optional. So all you need to do is hit that subscribe button right there, right now, for this channel, and check out our other AfterBuzz YouTube channels as well. Let us know you did so in the comments, and we'll thank you out on air. For now, thanks for being the best fans and for helping us be the ESPN of TV talk.
speaking of thanking fans in the chat, I just wanted
great. I love
to
that.
just wanted to give a little shout out to Star Drew, who in all caps says, "Never too soon for Christmas, Amy."
Oh, that's weird.
Thank you, fans. We appreciate your feedback. We are listening.
Thank you, fans. Thank you.
Hey, Star
It's about
Drew,
Thanksgiving.
Star Drew, we'll get to you in a second. However, let's talk non-Netflix movies and television. So, okay, let's do this right now. Ashley Cheney watched The Spirit of Christmas, which was I believe, a Lifetime movie.
It was a Hallmark original.
And this is Ashley's more than food, more than anything, whatever else. Lifetime, romantic comedy. This is Ashley's forte.
We were all CC'd on a thread about the origin of this movie, by the way.
It got a little chessy. Chessies are Hallmark Chesapeake fans.
Yeah.
So it got a little chessy in the thread. The point is, you guys, I think you should actually be giving me credit because the movie, The Spirit of Christmas, is actually kind of a ghost story, which is kind of like a horror movie for me. Thank you very much.
So that's late.
Thank you very much.
So you're late. But
So
I
this is
appreciate
your
it.
version of watching a horror movie from
Of a
October.
horror movie.
Okay.
It's about a ghost, not of Christmas past, but just a ghost that is living in an inn, and it's a love story.
Sure, because it's Lifetime, or because it originally was on Lifetime. Yeah.
Yes, if you're seeing the image on screen here, that
You know,
gentleman,
that looks like Amy.
it does look
That
like
looks like Amy
Guys,
Cassandra
sure does.
Martinez.
That's the
I mean,
back
that's a
of her
little.
head.
That
It's
looks like you
not.
though. That's a little scary.
That is actually
I mean,
Jen
I see
Lilly.
it.
Jen Lilly is a friend of one of our producers here, Marissa, and she's just a little doll in this little Christmas special. So my vow to you guys, watchers and listeners of this show and podcast, I'm on a Christmas kick from here on out.
Well,
Everybody,
that's-
only Christmas movie, at least one Christmas movie a week. This was the first that I started with. I have another one which I'll talk about later in the segment. But it's just one of those movies that you bake cookies to and find joy in your cold, dead heart.
Wow, stop. Okay, wait, who is the ghost? Is it him? or her?
That gentleman in the
guy,
photo that we just had up is the ghost played by, his name is Daniel in the film, and his name is Thomas Beau. He is a Canadian, Thomas Bodine. Bodine? I'm sorry, I'm probably pronouncing his name wrong. Canadian actor, not tough to look at, and plays a lovely, kind ghost.
That's beautiful.
Christmas ghost.
I'm glad that you're watching this stuff because I wouldn't, because it is too early, but I'm glad that you're celebrating now. Yes. But it is too early, but I'm glad you're doing it.
But Amy's actually watching something that's very relevant to every single day, because every day that I wake up, I need some coffee.
Oh, okay.
So Amy
This is a
watched
Christmas movie, no?
The
No.
Coffee Shop.
It is not a
What
Christmas
is
movie.
this?
Tell me about the coffee shop.
Oh, dear.
Oh,
Oh, no.
maybe not.
Okay, here's the thing. I clicked on this freaking movie because the guy right there that you see, Corey M. Grant, he, from afar, at least on Netflix, that is not the poster they show you. It looked like Matthew Good.
It does kind of look like
Oh,
that.
Right.
I can totally
Wait,
see
but
that.
but actually, you know what? Let's look at the lead, Laura Vandervoort.
Yeah.
She is actually Supergirl
Yes.
in the Smallville television
Yes,
series.
which good
and I
for
love
her.
her. So keep going.
Yeah, okay. So obviously that's not Matthew Good. Matthew Good isn't Chasing Liberty. You guys should see that. It's really cute. Okay. But so I started it. I knew what I was getting into, but I just didn't know it was going to go like that. It was one of those movies that you put on if you literally have nothing else to watch. Yeah.
But there's so much.
No, but here's the thing. So like if it was, let me see. It was an hour 28 minutes. About 30 minutes, and I was like, wow, I think we're almost done with this. And it was not almost over. But I'm going to choose to look at the positives. It's sweet. It's, so the main character, her name is Donovan. It's her coffee shop. Basically, the coffee shop is going to go out of business. And she meets this guy that's not Matthew Good. His name is Ben in the thing. And, like, it gets sweet at parts. And you're like, oh,
What happened to your 30-minute rule where you said if it's bad, I turn it off after 30 minutes?
Was that my rule?
That was my rule, and it's 20 minutes.
Because I try until I
minutes.
really cannot. And I'm very proud of myself for holding on.
But you know what?
long.
You're the person on this panel, I believe, that made it through the Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah.
Yes,
the
you
week
are.
of.
Yeah.
Okay, so that makes more sense.
Wait,
no,
is
I'm
it the week?
no.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's
yeah.
what I'm saying. I'm commending you for that because
Thank you.
that one was I couldn't do it.
That was actually kind of interesting because there was like substance to it. This one, no.
Wow, if that's our meter, if the week of is substance compared to
But
this.
here's the thing though, if you like the super cheesy like rom-com that is like you tried, then this is for you. But this was not something that I needed at that time. Maybe if, it's super late on a Friday and I've had a very long day and I'm already sleepy, then this would be something great to like relax to.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
It's just, but don't watch it.
All right, guys. Well, you can't always see us, maybe. So instead, Ashley Cheney can tell you what you can do.
That's right. If you're hearing the sound of our voice, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. You can find us on iTunes and also Spotify, newly. But find us on iTunes, the Apple iTunes podcast. Like and subscribe to this show and all the other AfterBuzz shows that interest you. And make sure while you're over there to rate our show. Rate our show, please, if you would, with 5 stars. We'd appreciate it. And leave us a comment, and we'll give you shout-outs on air like we've already done tonight for everybody that's chiming in about Christmas. Bless you.
Well,
Who do we got? We got
in the chat today, we've got some old folks and some new folks. Star Drew, what's up? Brad 200712, who can't wait for Christmas Chronicles. I hear ya.
Okay.
Me too.
Sam Piboon, we are talking about the chilling adventures of Sabrina. We've already covered once.
We've already talked about
He was
it.
asking when AfterBuzz will, and I think I'm pretty sure that would be on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Okay, probably on the Sci-Fi
Yeah,
Channel.
Sci-Fi Fantasy,
Check
yes.
us out there. We may or may not talk about it again here, but we definitely did 2 weeks ago, so check out that episode if you missed it. Ric Flair in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. What is up, Mr. Flair? Hello. Linda Chapman, Sandra Ferrara, we see you. Thank you guys so much for listening, tuning in, and talking with us in the chat. We love you.
All right. Hidden Gems and Revisits on the Netflix platform. I'm going to go to Ashley again.
Yes!
Because this is what we started with at the top of the hour.
That's
the
right.
Grinch.
The Grinch. It's actually perfectly timed, too, because you guys may or may not have noticed that this is actually How the Grinch Stole Christmas,
Right.
Rick.
No, I'm saying the song. The song, The Grinch.
That's right. Well, actually, this weekend, the movie The Grinch itself came out, so it's a perfect time to, if you want to revamp and get yourself in the holiday spirit because it's not too soon, you can do that by watching How the Grinch Stole Christmas. It is a classic. It's so good.
Directed by Ron Howard, starring Jim Carrey.
Starring Jim Carrey, narrated by Anthony Hopkins, Shannon Taylor. Oh my gosh, Shannon Elizabeth. Shannon.
No, not
from
Shannon.
Shannon. Oh my gosh, name escapes me. Give me a second.
Taylor Monson plays
Lisa.
Lisa
From Gossip Girl. I
yes,
got you.
she plays Lisa.
Cindy Lou.
Cindy Lou.
No, but from Superstar. Sometimes I get nervous.
Oh, Molly
Yes.
Shannon.
Molly Shannon. I'm sorry, Molly Shannon. Excuse me, guys.
Superstar.
No, but it's so good. And my boyfriend had actually never seen The Grinch
Say
before.
what?
I know he'd never seen this version. He goes, "Wait, I thought this was a cartoon."
Oh, so now, hey, Ashley Cheney is now single. So that's her ex-boyfriend. She's now single, guys. So definitely chime in on the comments, whatever. It's all good.
He had never seen the
crazy.
he thought the only version was the animated version, and he was like so begrudgingly watching it, kind of in the
he's
Camp
not-
Amy of
I
like
will
it's
say,
not wrong.
I'll be honest though, when it first came out, I actually didn't like the idea because I
Everybody's married to the
the animated
original, yeah.
version that comes on TV every single year. So I was very like when it came out in the theaters, very like But over time, I mean, I think it's a good Christmas movie to have. It's not a Christmas story.
It's not a Christmas story, but it is good, and it's actually pretty adult. Like they make some pretty adult jokes. It's definitely not a kids movie, but it's really good. It's a classic new classic, I should say. Definitely gets you in the spirit.
I liken this one to Elf in the same way that in the same way as a Christmas movie that at the time I didn't think very much of them.
Yeah.
But as we grow on, it's very
Elf was genius.
So good.
But it
Buddy, what's your favorite color?
It was pretty standard to me when it came out, and then it grew on me as an actual Christmas film. Because Christmas films grow with tradition, and this one is. And I also think it's so different and separate from the cartoon that you can enjoy the cartoon separate from from this movie. And I don't know what's going on with this other Grinch movie that's out this weekend.
Yeah, well, actually,
it's like a CGI animated, an updated animated
Yeah.
CGI version versus the old school cartoon.
That's what I'm saying. That's the one we all might really, really hate.
well, it made $65 million in the box office. So, just saying.
So the people have spoken.
People have spoken. Kids really want to celebrate Christmas, which I'm good for them. I freaking love Christmas, but I also feel bad for Thanksgiving. So.
I love Thanksgiving too, but I like listening to Christmas music at Thanksgiving dinner.
I think Thanksgiving is the preseason and
It's
Christmas
the
is
first
the
time you get
season. Like I
together,
it's
with your family.
the holiday
Go things,
season.
Turkeys,
Red Cup
tofurkeys,
season.
whatever you eat, stuffing.
Yeah.
Guys, come on.
All right.
Okay.
Amy Cassandra Martinez, you have a hidden gem or revisit. I don't even know if I know.
No, it's a hidden gem.
Is it? Oh, it's a hidden gem. I don't even know if
It's
I
a
know
hidden-
this one, so I'm excited to hear about it.
Well, okay. So you know how earlier I was talking about coffee shop, and it was hard to watch. Yeah. But like this one, it's on a whole new level of like, what is going on? That I actually really recommend it because I would love to see what you guys think of it. It's really weird. It's called My Teacher, My Obsession. It's an hour and a half. It's a drama/thriller. It is weird. It is really weird. It's directed by Damien Romay. Writers Patrick Robert Young. And it's weird. It's weird.
Wait, who is this? Who's the
It's
actress?
weird. So like the girl on the right, her name is Lucy Loken. In the movie, she plays Kyla. The teacher she is lusting over is played by Rusty Joyner. His name is Chris in the film. And it is weird. It is so weird, guys. But, I mean, it's basically what it sounds like. My teacher, my obsession. She gets obsessed. Things get crazy. The teacher has a daughter that's the same age. They go, yeah. But it's really weird. It's really crazy. And it's weird. But it's one of those where you're like, it's a hidden gem. Because I was actually told about this movie by someone else. And they're like, you need to watch it because it's so weird.
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
Exactly 90 minutes?
Hour 28.
Oh, it's that, it falls a little under that whole, but
Yes. Yeah.
I'm intrigued.
It's I just want to see what you guys would think of it.
That's fair.
Like scary suspense or like...
It's a little scary. At the very end.
Interesting.
It's a little scary. It's a little dramatic at times. You're like, whoa, that just really took a
Oh,
turn.
a little dramatic. Oh, that's definitely for Ashley Cheney. A little dramatic. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's definitely not.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to ask for the room. Does it take place in December?
No.
It's out.
Nope.
It's out of the lineup.
You know, it could. They don't really touch on that. It might be a Christmas movie. I think you should watch it. Oh,
yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, here's a little bit in Netflix news this past week. And something that's really probably not that mind-boggling anymore, but Netflix tops live TV as platform of choice for favorite shows.
Not even surprising a little.
Yeah, I no longer have cable.
Yeah.
Just got rid of it this week.
I think it's shocking in the age where it's pretty clear you can do live television. Like the WWE Network has done an app like Netflix that has an actual physical live channel. Netflix can do that. They've made a choice to not do that, to have an actual live channel streaming things. That they're like, nope, we're a VOD service. But I think that's something they could do if they wanted to.
And then this one's really interesting. Although there haven't been any new episodes, according to Parrot Analytics, Stranger Things is the highest rated viewing show on Netflix.
Wow.
So even I think it was last week or the week before that, it was Stranger Things Day. I don't know why. If you guys know, let us know in the comments down below. But yeah, so a lot of people were doing that. And there's a lot of Millie Bobby Brown fans. We knew that already. Of
course.
But like,
Jeez, yeah.
even this newer generation, they're like, Millie, what?
So worried for her. Oh, I'm so worried for her.
She's good.
She's pretty grounded.
Yeah.
So far,
Let's
right?
Let's pray.
And then tonight, guys, we tape in California, and there are fires going on right now, and Netflix was actually going to have a red carpet at the Chinese Theater for The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, which is a Coen Brothers movie, and it's going to be debuting on the 16th. I'll definitely be watching it, talking about it here on the show, but it just shows that they decided to cancel the premiere out of respect, and there was another movie that was having a premiere tonight, same thing, they decided to cancel the premiere out of respect to everybody's houses that are like kind of like being burned down in Malibu in the area. So
You guys, it's a real issue if you're not in California, and sometimes it's easy to feel disconnected. It's definitely affecting all of us. It's very close to us here. There's ash in the sky. There's ash on the cars. Thank you to not only the veterans, but all of our firefighters
like
who are working.
I brought a mask to wear outside just in case, because the air actually smells bad here.
Yeah.
So
I sound pretty terrible, and it sounds like I have a cold. It's actually just bad.
yeah, it's because
I've been
Steve
breathing
looks
in-
pretty terrible. That's
Oh
why.
man! But I've been breathing in
It's because
some
it's
pretty bad
that
air.
Eagle jersey you're wearing. Does anybody know what the score is? Okay.
13-13.
All right, and then finally, I'm actually excited about this. Top 3 releases this week, besides The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. She-Ra and the Princesses, not the Princess of Power, but Princesses of Power, is finally dropping on Netflix. I love this cartoon because it's a spinoff of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. So I'll definitely be watching this and talking about it as well. But yeah, obviously we have The Ballad of Buster Scruggs and Narcos Mexico.
All right. Narcos Mexico.
What season is this?
4? Yeah, season 4.
Wow.
I was guessing. Good.
That's a big one. I'm gonna get started on this this series because I've heard nothing but good
It's
things
good.
and I haven't watched it yet.
I'll tell you what. I'll actually give you one even better. I've talked to Peter Farrelly. Peter Farrelly has told me that Breaking Bad for him is #1. Narcos is right up there.
Good
He
to know.
loves it.
Good to know.
All right. Well, in the meantime, Amy Cassandra Martinez, where can everybody find you?
You guys can find me on all social media at Amy Cassandra MTZ, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel because I'm going to be doing more stuff on there. So do it.
Steve Kaufman.
I'm Steve Kaufman. You can find me on Twitter almost exclusively at Steve Kaufman. That is KAUFMANN. I do a lot of cool stuff. I also run YouTube pages for celebrities, so I tweet about all that. Come on and follow me.
And Ashley Cheney.
Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in and chiming in the chat today. If you want to talk online about what you're cooking or what you're eating or what you're watching on Netflix, find me online at Ashley on Camera. And a special thank you to all of our veterans. Never forget.
That's right. And guys, I'm Rick Hong. You guys can find me on all social media at Rick Hong. Hey, it's not Christmas time yet, so
That's right.
Yeah,
But
all
you can
right.
watch stuff if you want. Like,
all right. We'll see you guys next week.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.